With the NBA Finals just wrapping up, we're going to be doing something special here. The mock draft for 2025. The draft is actually tonight at 8 p.m. So I want to get this out as quickly as possible to you guys. And we're going to go ahead and get straight into it. On the clock with the first overall pick is going to be Cooper Flag, of course, to the Mavericks. The things that I'm looking at from Cooper Flag, he's an elite two-way prospect who could only prove not to only be a franchise centerpiece, but a long-term face of the league. So I think it's an obvious choice here. He's a freshman out of Duke, forward, height 6'8". I mean, it's pretty obvious that he's going to go at this pick. So let's go ahead and take him with the next second overall pick. We're going to have the San Antonio Spurs selecting. Come on, man. This is going to be a kind of a difficult choice in my opinion. But when it comes to consensus, I have Dylan Harper going in this position. I feel like, out of Rutgers, guard position, he's 6'6" as well. He can kind of be a combo guard. He's a freshman. That's kind of what they'd be looking at. He has the footwork. He has the sharp offensive instincts with the size in the backcourt. I mean, you can work with his defense as well. So we're going to go ahead and choose Dylan Harper for the San Antonio Spurs here. We're going to keep moving forward. And we have the Philadelphia 76ers picking next. Man, VJ Edgecombe, I feel like it's pretty much slated unless they make some Ace Bailey type of move. But I think VJ goes in this position. He's a guard, 6'4", out of Baylor, freshman, rising international player from the Bahamas. He's athletic. He's just someone that you can marvel at who has tons of upside. He's not really limited just by his development. I feel like he can develop pretty well. So we're going to go ahead and take him here for that pick. I feel like that was a solid one. Moving over to the fourth overall consensus pick for the Charlotte Hornets. I'm going to take Con Knuppel here. Duke position can be kind of guard / forward. He's 6'5", freshman. Shooters are just going to shoot, and he's kind of the full definition of that. He's helped, when it comes from high-level decision-making, doing pick and roll. And I feel like from an offensive possession, perspective, he's just way more advanced than other guys that you take later on in the draft. So I feel like Charlotte need to take kind of a safer choice here. So we're going to go and find him here. Here he is. There we go. We're going to take him here. And Utah Jazz are next up on the clock. Let's see. I'm going to think Utah is going to take Trey Johnson here, guard, 6'5", freshman out of Texas. I feel like he's just a clutch performer whose scoring punch is unquestionable, and his upside banks on the belief of his vision and his defense. And I feel like he has both of those qualities. So we definitely have to take him here. We can see Ace Bailey is dropping, and that's no problem. I mean, that's kind of what you get when you don't work out with teams. And I feel like that's kind of what's going to happen with him. I don't see that, changing for him at all. But Ace Bailey is up next, man. Rutgers, forward position, 6'8", freshman. He's a knockdown shooter that can avoid, narrowing his options just to himself. That's kind of what he needs to do right now. He needs to become a better passer and just mover in general, off the ball, on the ball. He just needs to add that part of his game. But I understand playing at Rutgers, he had to be that guy, but he's going to have to understand in the NBA, he's not always going to be the guy. Maybe with the Wizards, he can be, but that still doesn't mean that he needs to have that same style of play, because in basketball, obviously, there's 5 guys on the court. You got to share the rock. He's got to add some strength, and he's got to compensate for the cold spells in other ways, such as rebounding, passing, and that's kind of what I'm alluding to with him. But we're going to go ahead and draft him next up. And next up, we have the Pelicans at the number 7 spot. I feel like this is not too tough of a choice here. I feel like the Pelicans have already started making moves with some trades. Guard position, Oklahoma, Jeremiah Fears, 6'3". I feel like this is the perfect guy for them. He's a freshman, a youngster who sports, handling, quick for, his position, and he's kind of a future offensive guy that they can have, especially with CJ McCollum out of the mix. He's a solid fit, great puzzle piece, and I feel like he's going to be the guy that goes in this position. So we're going to go ahead and select him here. Let's go ahead and take him. And up next, eighth, I just came up with a Nets guide for you guys. So make sure you guys check that out in the morning. It's a full season guide for them. It was pretty quick, but I think they're going to take Kaman Malawak here. Duke center position, 7-1. They need a center. He's a freshman. He's fantastic. He's long, mobile, already defensively great. And, he's a deterrent at the rim. On the offensive end, he's kind of a rim rolling guy, and that'll kind of be someone that they're going to need to pair him up with in terms of a point guard that can do the pick and roll with him. But I feel like opponents would be in huge trouble trying to go against this guy. So we're going to go ahead and take Kaman Malawak here. I think it's a solid pickup for them. Of course, we have the Raptors here. This is a pick that I feel like they're going to move off of and trade back for more picks. But as of right now, I think Derek Queen goes here. Maryland, position center, 6'9", freshman, skilled, gifted with the ball in his hands offensively. He won't really be an issue for them. And I feel like he's given the reps to kind of have this type of, rise. And I think he's going to be the guy that goes here. So I'm going to go ahead and select him. I don't think he goes any lower than that, to be honest. And if he does, I would think that the Suns would scoop him up here. But I feel like Carter Bryant here, I feel like the Rockets are picking at this position with the new trade, whatnot. Or the Rockets were supposed to be picking, but now the Suns are picking in this position. Arizona forward, 6'7". I still think Carter Bryant is the right guy. He's best available person here. There's defense here. That's what they need around Devin Booker. Even for the Rockets, I think they would take a defensive forward. So I feel like he's solid and low usage guy that, similar to like a Jabari, offensive profile, needs to get some work on him, but I feel like he is the guy to take at the number 10 pick. Number 11, we have the Portland Trailblazers, who also made a trade here, but that doesn't sway my decision-making in terms of who I think they're going to take. Kasparis Yakushonis is going to be picked here at Illinois. Guard position, 6'6", freshman. He's one of the best dimers in the game right now. He has great three-point shooting. He can provide the spacing. I feel like ultimately that's really what is going to determine his position in the draft, I guess, if his shot really pans out much better than what we're thinking it's going to be. But from a passing perspective, I think he's the right choice for them. They don't really have anyone in that position. I guess they have Scoot, but I still think he is the right guy to take. You need a bigger guard. So that's what I'm going to go with. For the Chicago Bulls at number 12, we can look at who they're going to take here. I think this is the biggest riser out of Germany, Noah Singeh. He's forward, 6'9", international player. I feel like he's the second youngest draft prospect. Offensively, he's raw. I think from a Bulls perspective, they're not going anywhere anytime soon. So they have to project for someone that has a good 3-and-D floor spacing type of game. And that's kind of what we're looking at with him. So I'm going to take him here. And let's keep this moving, man. The Hawks are up next, 13th overall. Let's see who we think can go here. I feel like this is tough. Between 13 to 18 is going to be a lot of guys that you could really project out. I feel like with the moves that Atlanta has already made with picking up Kristaps Porzingis, they can add another forward to the mix. I feel like they just need to keep adding length to their roster. South Carolina forward Colin Murray Boyles, I feel like he's the right guy. 6'7", sophomore, stout defender. He can play up in size. He just has to get that shot to fall, obviously. And that's the case with a lot of these guys, but he has the full potential to be, someone that can be very good for them, just a great asset. And I feel like that's the right choice to go at this pick. And with 14 overall pick for the Spurs, they get another shot at this. I feel like the guy they're going to take is out of Slovenia, Joan Berenger. He's going to be the right guy here. 6'9", center position, international, played 4 years of basketball. His growth has been fantastic from what I've heard. He's, from a game perspective and just physical stature, he's just had a lot of growth, came onto the game really quickly, figured it out really quickly. And I feel like similar to like a guy like Pascal who didn't play basketball much more than just recently. So that's kind of the type of profile that I'm looking at this guy from a ceiling perspective, rim running center, possibly. I feel like he's just going to keep rising up the board, and San Antonio can take him. I feel like they're more likely to take a guy like this. So we're going to go ahead and find him here if we can. Joan Beranger. Yeah. There we go. Let's go ahead and draft him. But this is what my big board for the lottery looks like. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to look out for all my 29 teams, I guess, outlooks that I have for all of them. I've already started with the Hawks, and the Celtics video came out on the weekend. The Nets is next, and the one after that is going to be the Hornets. We're going to go through all 30 teams this offseason. This is kind of the draft updates, and then any trades as well. I have to cover the KD trade, a bunch of trades that I have to get to, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Peace out.